As the shadows start to cast from the first base dugout, we've got plenty of sunshine, a little bit of a breeze, and temperatures pushing 80 degrees here this afternoon. It is time for baseball. As Defiance welcoming Fostoria, it is time for the postseason. Both these teams having battled the elements as well as a rigorous schedule, but it boils down to this ball game. You win, you advance. You allow yourself the right to wear the uniform one more time. You lose, and you pack up the gear until next season. We welcome you aboard, everybody. The Estel Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is underway on DCTV Sports. Brent Balbinot saying thank you for joining us as we have the Defiance Bulldogs and the Redmen of Fostoria. A home record of 9-3, an overall tally of 17-4 for Coach Weaver and company, and they are hoping to put their best foot forward here this afternoon as they are looking to make a long run deep into the playoffs. It's a good look at our center field camera. We'll see Breslin Ziffel beginning to warm up. The junior will be the starting pitcher for the Bulldogs here this afternoon. We have got a new feature. We started about a couple of weeks ago. Baseball is an outdoor sport. We finally have had the weather to be able to get outdoors. So the player profile taking a little bit of a unique twist. Instead of doing it in the batting cages or the press box, we call it from the backstop to the warning track. And it will be the senior Torrin Long, who's going to be taking a walk with us. A young man, very well spoken, baseball fanatic, but he also has more than just an athlete. But rather than me doing it, we'll let him tell him about himself in his own words. So don't you go anywhere. From the backstop to the warning track, our player profile is up next as the Estel Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues on DCTV Sports. Welcome back. The Estel Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is now underway. If you are watching this, it means they're still playing baseball. It is time for the postseason. Brent Balbinot saying thank you for joining us as Defiance has some business to take care of. Our player profile, we're doing this just a little bit differently than we have when it's spring sports. I can't believe this. It's sunny, It's dry, there's clear blue sky. It looks like a Bob Ross painting here. This is what baseball was designed to be played in, and we can't wait for them to get going. Torrin Long, senior, is ready to join us. We're going to walk and talk in a segment we call From the Backstop to the Baseline. You ready to do this?
Yep, I'm ready.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep, of course.
He's also had a good look at it as Garrett Rodenberger did one earlier. So we'll wait and see. Matter of fact, it's one of those old things where they say who wore it better. We'll ask everybody who talked it better. You ready to go?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so let's start this up. If you're watching this, as I mentioned, 20 minutes from first pitch for sectionals. Now, Defiance hosts Fostoria, and they're hoping to go deep into the playoffs. But before we do that, I'm going to ask you to take a little bit of a four-wheel drive trip down memory lane for me. I ask everybody this to start off. Do you remember your first varsity game in a Bulldog uniform?
Yeah, I do. I was a sophomore, so I just got called up, so I did like a little bit half JV, half varsity, but when I was on varsity, I didn't do too much. Usually I caught myself pinch running, so I did that, and then I played a couple innings at second, which was really nice. I don't really remember who it was against. I would want to say Beth.
Okay.
But I remember I turned a double play with Cameron Rivera.
Okay.
That. Yeah.
I was going to say, now I've got it here. I went back the last couple of seasons, and I'm looking at there's 3 games as a sophomore, that 28-3 squad, loaded, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking names, Jacob Howard, David Jimenez, Braden Shaw, who's now at Akron. I'm going to stop there because if I don't, I'm going to have to mention everybody because that team had a ton of dogs on it. But do you remember your first play? You said you turned 2. Do you remember when the ball found you or your first at bat?
My first at bat, I remember it was a bunt. Coach Held had me bunt. I got it down.
For a hit or a sacrifice?
It was sacrifice, but got the job done. So.
He wasn't with us right there. Did you see him look off into the distance? He went back 3 years and remembered his first play. Well said. Look, let me ask you this. Defiance has an incredible baseball tradition here. And it's one thing for some schools to have maybe 2 or sometimes maybe 3 classes of really great athletes, but then they fizzle out. They fall off, and you have to wait for that next round of great athletes before you start seeing wins again. Defiance just reloads. They don't rebuild. What makes this program so special every year?
I would want to say the hard work that every person brings. I'd want to say during the fall, we have a fall throwing program, which is mostly the only baseball players, like the one sport baseball players, but we get a lot of attendance there. So that, and then we have winter workouts. We get a lot of guys that show up to winter workouts, which is really nice. And I mean, as a senior, you're supposed to be like the leader, but there was nothing. I didn't have to get on anyone. I mean, the underclassmen, they all worked hard, and it was really nice to be around them.
What were you working on?
I was working on my strength, and then my swing. I wanted to help my swing because I had a little tendency to like raise my elbow, but I ended up fixing that a little bit. So.
Is there a specific practice skill? I know my coach used to have me stand back against a wall because my swing would get a little bit long, sometimes lazy, to try and keep it in. Anything that you do in particular?
No, I mean, Coach Weaver would watch me hit, and he would help me with that, and then I would just focus on it, and I would stay after, and I would hit off the tee as much as I can, and then that would translate to off the machine, and then eventually in the game.
You mentioned Coach Weaver. Coach Held was here for 25 seasons. If my sources are correct, Coach Weaver was an assistant for all 25 of those, but now he's taken over the head coaching position.
Yeah.
But as we were talking about, you guys really didn't miss a beat.
No.
Can you just talk about how comfortable that makes everybody?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Weaver being the assistant coach was huge. I mean, we just jumped into it. It was sad having Coach Held leave, but I mean, Coach Weaver's great too. So, I mean, there was nothing changed. We all still worked hard. We all still threw hard. We did everything Coach Held did, and that still lived on to this day.
So basically as smooth as it could possibly have been, right? Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about you in particular. A lot of your teammates are multi-sport athletes, but you are a baseball-only guy. When did you make that decision?
I made that my sophomore year. I did play basketball my whole life pretty much, but then Jacob Howard, he was one of my buddies, and he really like took me in as a sophomore and freshman, and he told me about the winter workout program and the fall throwing program. So I gave that a shot because baseball's been my favorite sport my whole life. So I did that and stuck with it the rest of my high school career.
Did you find that helped you with regard to maintaining a routine, instruction? I mean, if you don't have to break it for anything else, you can stay in it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just doing that, being one sport, I just focused on it as much as I could, and I did as much as I could, just try to be the best player I can possibly be, either if that's during fall throwing where I'm trying to gain velocity, winter workouts where I mostly worked on my hitting and my strength. So
you want to play at the next level.
Yeah.
You're getting close. You haven't made a verbal yet. Can you walk us through your recruiting process?
My recruiting process started earlier in the fall. My first one was DC, and I'm still
DC loves the local kids.
Yeah, I'm still intact with them. Got a good offer from them. Bluffton. Trying to talk to Tiffin a little bit. Been talking to them a little bit.
So you got some GMAC, possibly some GLIA. You got some D2 schools that are interested.
Yeah, that's
in
what
too.
I'm hoping for. Just keep, expanding that, and then also another route is the JUCO route. There's been a couple guys from Defiance, including one of my buddies, Brady Borton. His brother went to Lincoln Trail, and that's out in Illinois. And that seems like a really nice JUCO college where I could possibly see myself at.
All right, let's pick it up. We always stop at second base just to go ahead and anchor down. This is where a secondary lead would probably be about right here anyway, right? So let's talk a little bit about the student part of student athlete. You want to play at the next level. Every coach tells me we can't have a dumb jock. If you are not eligible, that means you're not in uniform. Shared a grade point average with us? You doing good?
Yeah, senior year has been a lot better for me. My junior year was a little rough, but my senior year I've had a 4.0 pretty much every quarter.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. I know you don't have to decide now, but wherever you end up playing, any idea what your major, what you'd like it to be?
I've been looking at sports management or like exercise science, something around there. I'd really want to stay around baseball. So anything I can stay around with baseball or, just being around the game, that's all that matters for me.
Coaching a possibility for you?
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Okay.
Sounds nice.
Would you like it at the high school level, the college level, or do you care?
I really don't care. Maybe I'd start at the high school level, see how that goes, but it does seem pretty fun.
We're not going to graduate you just yet.
Yeah.
You're still in a Defiance uniform. Let's talk a little bit about the future. I asked you again what you thought you might like to do 5 to 10 years, but are you a bit of a homebody? Would you like to come back, or would you like to stretch your legs? Do you care where the opportunity comes?
I mean, if I'm going to play baseball, then I don't really care where it's at, wherever I'm happy at, but if I was to stay in Defiance, I'd be fine with that. I love this town. I've been here my whole life, and I have everything to do here. I mean, everyone says that there could be more things to do, but I make work with what we have here. So
This Town, I'm thinking of the song Or, This Town. You familiar with that one? It used to be the College World Series baseball anthem. We'll play that for you. It might be great walk-up music for you, maybe at the next level. Let's talk a little bit about this year's team. You're still not done yet, but the sectionals have now started. Some coaches I talk to say, we don't get too far ahead of ourselves. We don't want to overlook the next game on the schedule. I know that's cliche, that's coach speak. Other coaches that I talk to say if we don't talk about it, we get here and all of a sudden the guys are looking around going, what do we do now? We're here, but we didn't really address it. How do you guys address your goals? Do you openly talk about expectations?
Well, we have been struggling hitting a little bit. So yesterday, Coach Weaver brought us into his classroom after school, and we listened to some hitting advice, mental game advice. And when we got home, we all wrote something in our hats that is like positive towards us, and just, to keep our mental game fresh and just try to be the best we can.
We're doing a pregame right now as you're getting set for Fostoria. I'm going to go out on a pretty sturdy limb and guess Fostoria isn't the goal. What is the goal?
We're trying to make it big. And I mean, last year it was heartbreaking. We were so close to making it to state, but this year we definitely have the talent. We just need to put the pieces together, and we want to make it down to Canal Park.
All right. You ready for rapid fire favorites?
Yeah.
This is almost, everybody smiles. The more we do these and people see that, it's almost like they're chomping at the bit to let's get off of academics, let's get off of baseball, let's talk about what makes this guy tick here. All right, you ready for this?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to start with maybe a sentimental one here for you, but favorite moment in a Defiance uniform, or maybe as a student, doesn't even have to be athletic related.
In Defiance uniform, definitely last year I went 4-for-4 against Wasion to, kind of carry the team to the next game, and it was a huge step-up game, and it was one of the best games I've ever played in. Had a couple RBIs, and just helped the team advance to the next game.
Favorite sports team?
Cleveland Guardians.
Really?
Yeah.
You almost said Indians. It's okay.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have penalized you for that. Favorite athlete?
I'm sticking with that. So Francisco Lindor, my whole entire life, just growing up.
So is that somebody you had to get home and watch a game and you were focused in strictly on him?
He was always my favorite.
What was it, or is it about him that made you gravitate toward him?
Definitely his swag. His swag is really nice. I love that. And the way he plays, he's a switch hitter. He's smooth. I love his game.
Okay. Favorite music, favorite artist?
I like rap. I really like Drake. Drake's
Really?
Nice. Yeah, Drake's my favorite by far.
Favorite food?
I'd have to say burgers. I like burgers a lot.
Burgers and fries, anywhere in particular, or doesn't matter where it comes
It
from?
doesn't really matter, honestly. Every place is good here, pretty much.
Okay, so here's a question then, because I used to be a restaurant manager before I got into broadcasting. Off the flat top or off the char grill? Which is better for a burger?
I'm going to say the grill.
The char grill?
Close. Yeah, char grill.
Got to give it a little flame kiss, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Let's see. I'm going to throw a little bit of a different one at you here.
Okay.
Team jokester. Not to say that they're the clown, but if the mood needs to be lightened a little bit or somebody's going to crack it, who's that guy?
Got to go with Brez Zitful or
Really?
Garrett's brother Grant. Grant he's all over the place, but Brez is really funny. I love when Brez. I mean, before the game, we've been doing a Fortnite quote of the day, and that always gets us laughing, put us in a good mood for the game.
Okay.
So
Brez has got a little swagger to him, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
How about, I'm going to go the opposite end then, team, I'll say dad. If somebody needs a ride because their car's broken down or just an arm around them to kind of coach them up, who's that guy? I was thinking harder on this one.
I have to go probably Luke. Luke is really step-up guy. He's there for everyone. I think all of us are there for everyone, but Luke really sticks out to me.
Okay. One last one, not to get philosophical, but it's a question I ask all the student athletes. Legacy. If we come back and do another interview, or I talk to people just around the community in 5, 10, 15 years, what do you want them to say about Torrin Long?
I want to be one of the hardest working people that anyone from this program has ever seen. And I just want to have a good mark and leave a good mark on the kids here, even the underclassmen especially. Just try to take as many of them in as I can and, put them in a good situation for the rest of their high school career.
Well, you have not only represented Defiance baseball, but Defiance High School with great distinction. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Torrin Long is our player profile. He has made the walk from the backstop to the warning track. We're going to take a quick timeout. We're back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame right after this on DCTV Sports.
And the Estel Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues as we welcome you back to Defiance High School. Brent Balbina. We are minus Scoop Miller for the second straight game. We are a ship without an anchor here. But we're going to keep going through it as we welcome you back to the opening round of the sectional postseason playoffs as Defiance welcoming Fostoria. Let's go ahead and give you the Baker Schindler Company starting lineups. First for the visiting Redmen. Again, they have won just 4 games on the season. They are an extremely young team. They are 4-18 overall, 1-13 in the Northern Buckeye Conference. But all you need to do is put together 7 solid innings at any point in time. That's when an upset happens, and that's what head coach Bowser is hoping for. As Brad Bowser telling me, we're playing with house money here this evening. Their lineup as follows from 1 through 9. Leading things off, it will be number 16, Anthony Kleinman. He is roaming center field. Trent Smith, the shortstop, will bat second. Julius Robinson, he's tweaked a leg, but he is playing, even at 80%. Coach Bowser telling me he's better than virtually anybody else at 100%. Matthew Gerke will be batting fourth in cleanup, playing second. Matthew Balderrama will roam left field, hitting fifth. Blake Hernandez, the DH, bats sixth. The bottom third of the order, Emmanuel Hernandez-Riza will be roaming right field, hitting seventh. Devin Miller, your senior catcher, bats eighth. And Derek Kleinmark, your senior pitcher, hitting ninth. Time now for the national anthem. It's courtesy of the Defiance Elks Lodge, number 147. The national anthem in the books. Our thanks going out to the Defiance Elks Lodge number 147 for helping bring us the Star Spangled Banner. We just brought you the lineup for the Redmen of Fostoria. Let's take a look at the defense for the Bulldogs of Defiance. It is pretty much the same, although one standout back in the lineup. Brez Zipfel, again, the 6'2 junior on the bump. He gets the starting nod here this afternoon. Interesting to say the least that the Bulldogs will play 2 more games after this. Now, if they were to lose, and we're not saying that they're going to, but they still have a game against Archibald and then one against Whitmer as makeups. So when you talk about making sure you manage your rotation, Coach Weaver staying with it. Breslin Zipfel, 6 wins against 2 losses in 10 appearances, 53 and a third innings pitched. He is 6-2 with a 1.44 ERA. He has walked just 12 and struck out 65 opponents, hitting sub 200, just a $180 against him. The other half of the battery, junior Cody Shaw, so an all-upperclassman battery from left to right on the infield. A quartet of juniors, Logan Hutchinson at third, Torrin Long at short, Noah Gomez at second, and Khalil Ligon at first. From left to right in the green, it goes senior, junior. Garrett Rodenberger manning left, one of the most physical players in the conference. Brady Borton and his speed back in the starting lineup. He roams center, and Cohen Stockman, the junior, in right field. As there you see the tall, lanky right-hander Brez Zipfel finishing his warm-ups. Zipfel, just a master of control. He'll mix in that changeup, work the fastball. But again, when he gets that bender working and that changeup, it's tough to tell them apart sometimes. The men in blue have drawn the following assignments. Crew chief Chris Probaszewski will be calling balls and strikes. He's got the gear on. Zach Grosjean making all the impartial calls in the field. Digging in from the right side, Anthony Kleiman, center fielder. Kleinmark hitting .392 on the season, steps in. Ready to get going. Temperatures were pushing 80 earlier today with the sun starting to disappear behind the clouds. It's dipped down, but it's still in the mid-70s. 1-1 as this one launched into center field. Borton is there, comes over a couple steps to his right and squeezes for the first out of the ball game. So that'll bring up Trent Smith. Shortstop Trent Smith. Smith hitting .368 on the season. The top three, really top four hitters for Fostoria do most of their damage. The averages, and not surprisingly, the production drops off after that as first pitch swinging. Long hop to third. Nice job by Hutchinson to gather himself, makes a strong throw across the diamond. And on 4 pitches, we have 2 outs already. Brings up Julius Robinson. Robinson digging in from the right side again. Not quite 100%, but he is in at 80%. And he is a speed burner. Hitting .460 on the season. He's got 12 RBI. Takes a good looking slurve there for a strike. Robinson steps out. Digs back in. Very open stance. Looking at an 0-2 count. Fouled that one straight back. Good look. Not just from the up and down, but from the inside to outside portion of the plate from our center field camera. Robinson will have to be expanding the zone, though, down, no balls and 2 strikes. Looked like he pulled a string. Talked with Scoop Miller about that. It's so difficult, depending on where you're standing or even in the box, to tell if that's a bender or if it's that circle change where the bottom just drops out of it. And that one splits the plate, and Robinson knew it. Strike 3, a Premier Bank strikeout. And Brez Zippel makes short work of Fostoria in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're through 1/2 inning. Redmond nothing. Bulldogs coming to the plate. You're watching DCTV Sports. We welcome you back to Defiance High School. Again, a good look, this time from the pitcher's mound of the visitor's perspective. As, whoa, Coach Weaver wrestling behind home plate there, and Derek Kleinmark with a show of sportsmanship. Elects to wait on his delivery. Kleinmark, the senior, small in stature. He stands in at about 5'4". And he is not going to overpower you. He works off of 2 pitches specifically, a fastball and a changeup. He does have a hybrid. They call it a curve, but it's a slurve. And we see it right there, the bottom falling out of it. But that fastball would be lucky to break a pane of glass. It's only in the low 70s. Location, location, and location going to be the key for Derek Kleinmark if he's going to be successful today. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Bulldogs as they will send the following 9 to the plate. Torrin Long, the senior, and our player profile. He made the walk from the backstop to the warning track. Steps in to lead it off. Cohen Stockman on deck. Garrett Rodenberger, the senior left fielder, in the hole. First pitch. This is just a little bit low. 1-0, Torrin Long. Second leading batting average on the roster this season, coming into today at .328. Took a hefty cup there and comes up empty. Boy, and I mean, when you look at Derek Kleinmark on the bump, 5'4", coach wasn't lying. I asked him how much he weighed, and he said maybe 120 pounds, and that would be soaking wet with rocks in his pockets. As this one lifted into center field, coming in, and now going over his head, Anthony Kleinmark misplayed it. Long rounding first. He's taking a look at second. He will dig for 3, and he will go head first in, just ahead of the throw with a leadoff triple. Well, any outfielder will tell you the toughest ball to judge is the one hit on a line right at you. And Anthony Kleinmark took 2 steps in and then immediately realized it was hit harder than it was. Even on a dead sprint, he couldn't catch up, and that'll go as a leadoff triple. So here's Cohen Stockman digging in from the left side. Stockman hitting .286. He's got a dozen RBI on the season. Number 13 would break the scoreboard first for the Bulldogs as this one misses low and inside. Long look in by Kleinmark. His junior pitcher Devin Miller setting up with a glove, maybe on the outer corner. Bottom falls out of that one and a little bit low, ball 2. Cohen Stockman looking at a pitch downstairs in the cellar. Stockman trying to get his situationals here. He's down at the bottom of my sheet with runners aboard. He's hitting .370 this season, 10 out of 27. Boy, that didn't miss by much, trying to paint the corner. And that's where Kleinmark is going to have to live if he's going to be successful this afternoon. Does not have the overpowering fastball, so he's got to spot it. It's 3-1. See if Stockman gets something to work with. Rips that one foul up the first base side. Count runs full. Cohen Stockman with runners on this season. Well, taking a look at the situationals, and I'm not seeing anything for him, so he's got an opportunity here. Payoff pitch, long stretch, long look in for Kleinmark. Got him swinging, got him out on his front foot, strike 3, and that is a Premier Bank strikeout for the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up Garrett Rodenberger. Rodenberger. Entering this afternoon's contest. Big righty brushes off the plate. Garrett Rodenberger hitting .263 on the season. He's got 8 RBI on the season, looking to make it number 9 and give Defiance the lead. Takes a strike. Rodenberger with runners aboard, hitting an even .500 at 4 for 8 as he sends a liner to second base. Snared by Gerke. He will take the out, but the Defiance Bulldogs will get the run. And they break the scoreboard first here in the bottom of the frame as Garrett Rodenberger with an RBI ground out to make it 1-0. So with 2 away, up steps Noah Gomez. Base is empty, 2 down. Gomez enjoying the team's leading batting average at .362. He has started all 20 games that he has played in as he takes a hefty swing and comes up empty. Interesting infield defensive alignment right now. Well off the bag and deep at third is Boston Trent. When I say deep, I mean deep. Looks like they are pinching him to pull the ball. The shortstop, Trent Smith, is well over guarding the 5-5 hole. There's a ton of room up the middle. Matthew Gerke, the second baseman, has got a foot back on the outfield grass. This is a somewhat unorthodox defensive lineup against Noah Gomez. As he swings and misses, we'll have to wait to see if he can take advantage of it in his next at bat. As the Bulldogs are taken care of here in the bottom of the first, but not before they come up with one run on one hit. No errors and nobody left the board. We are through one. Bulldogs 1. Redmond nothing. Back after this on DCTV Sports. And get a good look from our first base camera. Light crowd here this afternoon. Beautiful weather. Looks like a Bob Ross painting. Plenty of white puffy clouds on a blue sky. Not sure, maybe that would be phthalo blue. I'm trying to remember some of the colors that he uses. We'll pass the hat around the press box here. Right now, what we can tell you is Breslin Zippel has finished his warm-ups, and he takes the mound with the lead, 1-0. He'll deal to 4, 5, and 6. Matthew Gerke, the second baseman, will lead it off. Matthew Balderrama, the left fielder, will bat second. In the hole, the DH, Blake Hernandez. Gerke hitting .234. First pitch swinging and tomahawks that one just foul down the third base line. Did not miss by much. We really raised the level, the plane of his bat there, just like chopping wood. Swatted it down the third base line. It's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. There's that big sweeper. Shaw maybe just a little too amped up as he overthrows his pitcher, keeping Torrin Long on his feet. No balls and 2 strikes. Right on top of the plate. Wide stance for Gerke. This one chopped down the third base line and again foul. Outfield relatively shallow, especially Stockman in right. Seeing what they can get out of the somewhat light hitting second baseman. That one misses well off the outer third. Breeze picking up just a little bit. It's been very light this afternoon, just enough to take the edge off of things. 1-2, swung right over the top of it, strike 3. Another Premier Bank strikeout. 1 to end the first, 1 to begin the second. Brez Zippel. Looks like he might be starting to find his rhythm as Matthew Balderrama will step up from the right side. Senior left fielder. Balderrama hitting .277. Squares to bunt. He lays a nice one back to the mound, but Zippel's quickly off of it. He's got that cannon for an arm. Score at 1-3, and just like that, there's 2 away. Well, Coach Brad Bowser said they will try to create or manufacture offense. They will bunt, even with nobody aboard. They do have some decent team speed. More the run and hit than the hit and run. With the bases empty and 2 down, we'll see what Blake Hernandez can get done as he takes a somewhat unorthodox looking swing. Hernandez fouls this one straight back. Hernandez, as I'm looking at the statistics that the coach sent me, looks like he's still looking to establish a batting average here. Has yet to pick up a hit this year. The 0-2. Oh, that jelly-legged him. Nasty-looking bender started right at him. He was ducking for cover, and instead he goes down looking for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. 1.5 in the books. No change in our score. Bulldogs 1. Redmond nothing. Back after this on DCTV Sports. There you get a look at all 5-4 of senior pitcher Derek Kleinmark. He surrendered a run, although no fault of his own, as the leadoff man last inning, Torrin Long, hit a rifle shot to center field. And Anthony Kleinmark just misplayed it. Came in a couple of steps. It was hit harder than he thought. Next thing you knew, it was sailing over his head and rolling to the backstop. Torrin Long got a leadoff triple. Came around to score on a ground out the second by Garrett Rodenberger. So as we hit the bottom of the second, it will be 5, 6, and 7. Khalil Ligon will lead it off. Brady Borton on deck, and Brez Zippel in the hole. Khalil Ligon, tall 6'5". Pitcher slash first baseman. Has a little swag to his game. Khalil hitting .291. He has started all 21 games this season for the Bulldogs. Digs in from the right side. There you get a look at that very unorthodox long stretch from Derek Kleinmark. Pitches out of the stretch. Deals that one over the heart of the plate. Ligon takes for strike one. Again, Defiance is going to have to get their timing down because Kleinmark is not going to overpower you. Low to mid-70s if he humps it up. He kind of goes sidearm there. And misses 1-1. Coach Bowser said smoke and mirrors when it comes to Kleinmark and his delivery. He'll give you 3 or 4 different looks. Try and keep you off balance. Leans in here. Outside target from his catcher. Comes with a higher leg kick. And that one misses outside. Devin Miller had to dip down just a little bit to try and pick it. 2-1. Ligon refuses to leave the box. Kleinmark gets another outside target by Miller. This one off the end of the bat. Popped up. And the catcher didn't see it. I think it left the park as I craned my neck out the window here. It was not playable. So 2-2. Khalil Ligon normally driving in teammates, hitting out of that power 5 hole spot, but a leadoff hitter in this situation. Maybe looks like he's stepping half a step up in the box. So he swings and misses as a big sweeper, and he's a strikeout victim to open up the bottom of the second. So here's Brady Borton. Talk about a speed burner. They need him aboard. Borton has seen the average dip below 300, as have most of his teammates throughout the grind of the season, but he's still got a respectable 293 average. Digs in from the right side. Set, high leg kick. Elevated bender, but it just caught the strike zone at the letters, according to home plate umpire Chris Probashevsky. So 0-1. The 0-1. That slurve, we're going to call it a hybrid. It's not a true 12-6. It does have more of an 11-7 break on it, but it does have some bend on it. And when he starts that thing over the heart of the plate, it finishes in the left-handed hitter's box. And we've seen Defiance hitters right now having trouble picking it up. This one way outside again. Borton showing a good eye, 2-1. Boy, right on top of the plate. Borton looking for something he can get his arms extended to. Delayed as this one misses upstairs, ball 3. Borton, as we mentioned, hitting .293. He's got 19 stolen bases on the season, trying to get a one-out walk in his pocket here. And this one misses downstairs. He didn't doubt. He immediately sprinted out of the batter's box. Down to first base, Brady Borton. 19 stolen bases on the season. The question is how long before he attempts 20. As Brez Zipfel will dig in from the right side. Now the first real test to see how Kleinmark holds runners, and he will step off. I wouldn't call him slow to the plate, but he's not particularly quick. Robinson holding at first. Good lead. Throw over. Chases Borton back. Ziffel waits. Didn't take long on the first pitch. Throw down to second. Scoots by the second baseman Gerke and into center field. Kleinmark's there to back it up, though, and Brady Borton with his 20th stolen base of the season. So 0-1 the count. Now you figure a base hit doubles up Defiance's lead. We'll see if Zippel gets something to work with. Slightly open stance, tall, rangy right-hander. Awaits Kleinmark's delivery. This one, a ground ball, and off the glove of a diving Trent at third, having to hold with the play in front of him. Still getting into left field, though. Borton takes third on an infield. Check that. Not quite an infield. It was knocked down on the infield, but a single for Brez Zipfel. So now runners at the corners. Cody Shaw, we'll see what he can get done with a couple of mates aboard. Cody Shaw. 324 the average. 4 RBIs. Brett Ziffel will take second base without a throw. Aggressive base running by Defiance puts 2 runners in scoring position. Cody Shaw looking to bring home a couple of mates. He's got 4 RBI on the season. That one short hops. Devin Miller, and a nice job to keep the ball in front of him. Cody Shaw with runners aboard. Hitting .375, 6 for 16. Awaits the 2-1. Low one outside. Shaw got to be patient here. Kleinmark doesn't want to load him, but he also doesn't want to make a mistake. Slow delivery, and there's a strike. So 3-2. We'll see if he gets the obligatory get me over fastball, although the fastball for Kleinmark might not break a pane of glass. It's about 72 miles an hour. We'll see what he deals him. Comes with a high leg kick. Misses in the cellar. Ball 3, and they are loaded. Abel Rubio, step up. Abel Rubio, your DH today. hitting .357 and 14 at-bats so far on the season. He's got 5 hits. He's got 6 RBI. Steps to the plate with a mate at every base. Nowhere to put him. Kleinmark is going to have to pitch to him. And he fouls this one off and over the first base press box side. Got something to work with, just a little late on it. As you can imagine, the middle infield pinching for a potential double play. Hoping to get a ground ball to maybe get him out of the inning. Rubio with Borton at third, Zipfel at second. Shaw at first. This one a shot past the second baseman, Gerke. 1 run is home. Zipfel being waved around third. He will score standing up. Head first into third is Shaw with a 1 out, 2 RBI single. Abel Rubio now makes it 3-0 Defiance. Well, they got something out over the plate, and they just didn't do too much with it. Punches it the opposite way for a 2 RBI single. And Defiance will turn the lineup over now as Torrin Long will stroll back to the second plate. Back to the plate for the second time in as many innings. Dugout continues their cadence, looking for more. Torrin Long, our player profile, well-spoken young man. Whoa, takes one high above the helmet. Rubio takes off, and again, second time this inning, no throw down to second. Second time this inning, runners at second and third for the Bulldogs. Long awaits the 1-0 from Kleinmark. Swung over the top of it. Well, when your fastball is about 72 to 73 miles an hour, your changeup is going to be dirty. There's no question about it. The question is, can you time that up? 1-1. Kleinmark deals downstairs. Two and one. Again, it almost looks like Kleinmark is trying to stretch out a hamstring with the way he leans forward. And Torrin doesn't like the extra time, so he'll ask for some of his own. 2-1, see if he gets something to work with here. Shaw at third, Rubio at second. They've already plated 2, looking for more. Leans back. 3-1. Just heard one of the coaches shout out of the dugout, 1 spot. That's where you're looking. Zone him up. 1 pitch, 1 spot. If it's not there, you don't bother. Hitters count, the 3-1. Swing and a miss. All right. Best on best. We'll see what Kleinmark brings here with the 3-2 count and first base open. Payoff pitch. Kleinmark deals, fouled, straight back. Well, he elevated. It was, had the right bat plane there. Got those arms extended, just came underneath it. So we'll do it again. Kleinmark gets the signal. Inside target by Miller. 3-2 on the way, and he missed downstairs, ball 4. Third walk of the inning, and second time this frame. Bulldogs load him up. Here's Cohen Stockman. Stockman, 0 for 1, struck out swinging back in the first. Stockman with runners aboard, hitting .370. I couldn't find it the first time. He laces this one into right field, going back, and it's off the glove of Hernandez-Riza. This may clear him. 1 run is home. A second run being waved around third. Rubio will score. They're going to go ahead and wave Long around, and holding up at third, Stockman as he clears the bases. 3 RBI. We'll wait and see how they scored that as Hernandez-Riza leapt, and it went off the top of his glove. And it looks like they're scoring it a hit. So give him a triple, give him 3 RBIs, and Defiance has blown this game open. Again, Stockman did a great job of turning on that ball, and now we're going to have a visit to the mound. What we're going to do is take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll see if there'll be a new pitcher. There very well could be, as Defiance blowing open this game here in the bottom of the second. Still looking for more with only 1 out and a runner at third. You're watching DCTV Sports. We welcome you back to Defiance High School. After the meeting on the mound, Derek Kleinmark will remain in the game following the 3 RBI triple by Cohen Stockman. Bulldogs have already plated 5 runs this frame. They lead at 6-0, looking for more as Garrett Rodenberger will dig in and take strike 1. Rodenberger 0 for 1, has an RBI to his credit, as Torrin Long scored on a ground out to second back in the first. Second inning, second at bat tells you that Defiance has been moving the line. The 0-1. This one, a ground ball deep in the hole at short, gobbled up by Smith. Long throw. Oh my, Robinson almost pulled his foot early. That was close. And the field umpire, Zach Grosjean, says he's out. Runner does come home to score, though. Stockman. Oh, are they calling him safe? They are. Now, wait a minute. What's going on here? I thought the original call was out, and the umpires are getting together, and I think Defiance's dugout saw the same thing I did. It certainly looked like Robinson pulled his foot a little early, but they are going to say 2 away, but give him another RBI, score it 6-3, and now 2 down. So Noah Gomez will step in. Struck out swinging to end the first. 2 down, base is empty. This one misses high and tight. This one paints the black, make it 1-1. Six runs already plated here in the bottom of the second. Kleinmark trying to get that elusive third out. Will not get Gomez to offer on that pitch. 3 hits, 3 walks so far here in the bottom of this frame for Defiance. So this one laced hard and just, I don't know that Trent ever got leather on it. The freshman let that ball get deep on him. Again, he just gave it the Olay. Technically, he didn't get leather on it. The question is, yeah, they're going to score it an error. Okay. So the line keeps moving, and with Khalil Ligon digging in, Defiance has hit around here in the bottom of the second. Ligon 0 for 1 as he struck out to lead off the frame. Runner goes. Throw down to second is a little high and in safely. Noah Gomez with a stolen base. Give him his 10th of the season and 11 tries. So another runner in scoring position. Ligon up in the box. This one misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Khalil Ligon. Gathers himself, taps the plate with his bat. Digs back in. Kleinmark looking for that elusive third out here in the bottom of the second. Swing, and that was a foul tip straight back. Three hits, 3 walks, and an error so far here in the bottom of the second. And it has allowed half a dozen runs to cross the plate for the Bulldogs. And another runner in scoring position here. Ligon, though, looking at a 1-2 count. Outside target from Miller. Kleinmark misses low. It squirts out of the mitt. Nobody advancing, 2-2. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner at second. Kleinmark deals, runner goes, swing and a miss. Khalil Ligon, a strikeout victim for the second time in this inning. And that will do it for Defiance here in the bottom of the second, but not before they explode. 6 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 1 left aboard. We are through 2. Bulldogs 7. Redmond nothing. Back after this on DCTV Sports. There you get a good look at junior right-handed pitcher Brez Zipfel finishing his warm-ups. Fellow junior catcher Cody Shaw going down to second. Bulldogs exploded for 6 runs on 3 hits. They also had 3 walks and took advantage of an error in the bottom of the last frame. They have some cushion now from a 1-0 ball game to a 7-0 ball game. Brez Zipfel, top of the third, will face the bottom of the order. Emmanuel Hernandez-Riza will lead it off. Devin Miller on deck, and his counterpart, Derek Kleinmark, in the hole as the first pitch fouled away and gets out of play. Zipfel with a couple of, 3 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. He has not faced a hitter over the minimum. Zipfel working out of the windup. Deals, elevates, blew it right by him, strike 2. See what he decides to come with. Normally that changeup is his out pitch. Bottom fell off of it. This one's a chopper up the middle. Long charges, throws off his back foot. He just made a tough play look very easy.
1
away. Well, you get that turf hop here. Went over the pitcher's mound. It was going to be Torrin Long's play or nobody's. And he made a nifty one. As this will bring up the catcher, Devin Miller. Miller very tall. They don't list height or weight on the Fostoria roster, but I'm guessing the better part is 6'5", probably. Very big young man. Swings through a pitch the bottom drops out of. Boy, he steps right on top of the plate. Has somewhat of a stiff approach. Comes up with a long swing here, make it 0-2. Swing and a miss. Looked like he brought that change up, and that's another Premier Bank strikeout. Will be the 4th of the evening for Brez Ziffel, and there's 2 down. You see Brez Ziffel smile. I think he and Long might be having a little bit of an inside joke. As Derek Kleinmark, his counterpart, all 5'4" of him digs in from the right side. And Ziffel, you can see motioning for the infield to come in a little bit. Check swing. Well, and again, if you are Kleinmark, you can let Ziffel provide some of your own power here. He's standing deep in the box. It certainly looks like he's going to hunt fastball. He does, sends a chopper up the middle, Long charging in. Double clutches on the money. It's another 1-2-3 inning. Torrin Long showing some good range at shortstop. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. 2.5 in the books. Defiance 7, Fostoria nothing. Back after this on DCTV Sports. We welcome you back to Defiance High School as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. First round sectional playoff action. Defiance 7 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Visiting Fostoria, no runs on no hits, no errors. Check that 1 error. Had an error last inning. Derek Kleinmark started last frame off in strong fashion as he struck out Khalil Ligon, but then a walk, a single, a walk, a single, a walk, and a triple. And the floodgates opened. 6, 7, and 8, Borton, Ziffel, and Shaw taking their second cuts of the ball game against Kleinmark. One more warm-up. And we will get set to resume play.
Laying out the Defiance half of inning number 3, center fielder Bryce Borton.
Borton. Is it going to be Borton? Nope, number 2. Borton, no official at bat as he drew a walk. Stole second on the very first pitch to Brez Ziffel, and he was one of 6 to come home and score last frame as he takes high upstairs here. Brady Borton, average stays at 293. Looking to raise it with a base hit here and pick up where they left off. Not a lot on it, but good placement. Kleinmark. If Kleinmark busts 70, he's really humping it up. This This one misses outside. Well, if you're Borton, this is interesting because he's widened his stance, but he's still back in the box. Let's see if he gets his timing down here. The 2-1, Kleinmark taking his time. Deals, bottom fell out of that pitch. Had a little bit of late snap. 2-2. See what he elects to deal with here. Challenges him upstairs. Not a competitive pitch, and the count now full. Well, for Brady Borton, something in your wheelhouse. Anticipating a fastball. We'll see if he gets one. Payoff pitch. Ran him inside, and he worked the inner third. He wanted that call, and from our center field camera, that didn't miss by much. But it will be a leadoff walk for Brady Borton. He stole second on the first pitch to Brez Ziffel an inning ago. We'll see how long it takes him here. He remains perfect on the season, now 20 out of 20. And he's joking with first baseman Julius Robinson, saying, watch my best Willie Mays Hayes impression here. And they will throw over, and whoa, that short hops Robinson, but it might have also bounced off the hip Brady Borton. So Kleinmark will take his time as he toes the rubber up, wants to work the baseball over again. Outfield alive with their chatter. Borton goes, and my goodness, he could have stolen potentially 2 bases. What an incredible jump. That ball bounced, and he was already sliding into second, probably a half a second before it even got to Trent Smith. So make it 21 for 21 on the season. Now we'll see what Ziffel can do with a runner in scoring position. He shows bunt, and he does. This is a beauty towards the third base side. Kleinmark quickly up with it. The sacrifice moves the runner over to third. 1 away. So Brez Ziffel advances the runner and see if Cody Shaw can get done here. Defiance and Fostoria getting after it today. Winner will advance to the district semifinals next week on the 23rd. That will be at Lincoln Memorial Park in Archbold. Right now, Defiance looking to add to a 7-0 lead as Shaw takes a strike. Shaw, no official at bat. He walked an inning ago, came around to score one of 6 Defiance runs. This one upstairs in the zone, he lays off of it. One. This one shots just foul, and Coach Weaver doing his best Olay to get out of the way. So 1-2. Shaw, like many of his teammates, right on top of the plate. Trying to get a beat on Kleinmark. This one, boy, nubbed off the bat. It goes up the first base side. Kleinmark fields his position, but give him the RBI as Borton will score. And it maintains the streak as the Bulldogs have put at least 1 tally so far in all 3 innings.
The designated area, Bolivia.
So with 2 down, base is empty for Abel Rubio. Brought home a couple an inning ago with a single, hitting .357. Watching him in the cages earlier today before they took the field. Looked like he was trying to get under the baseball. Rubio waits. Kleinmark deals. In the cellar. 2-0 the count. Rubio, standout football player and wrestler. Strong young man. Off speed, this one nubbed foul, first base side. Well, when you deal with a pitcher, again, that is not going to overpower you, it's one thing. But a soft toss and righty. Still trying to get their timing down a little bit, despite this being the second trip through the lineup. Rubio, deep in the box, awaits Kleinmark's delivery. Slight leg kick, rushes him back up around his chin. Kleinmark, we'll see what sort of target he gets from Miller. Outside corner, he's dropped to a knee. This one hung over the plate, lifted deep to left field on a dead sprint, and this one will bounce off the wall. Valderrama will field it. Rubio, firing on all pistons, a play at third. They got him. Well, they say never make the first or the third out at third. That play was in front of Rubio. It was going to take a perfect relay, and that's exactly what Smith gave to Boston Trent at third. So Rubio, credit him with a double, but he's thrown out trying to take third. Score it 7-6-5, and that will do it for Defiance here in the bottom of the third. Not before they pick up 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left aboard. We are through 3. Our score, Defiance 8, Fostoria nothing. Back after this on DCTV Sports. Top of the 4th, Defiance's infield huddles up on the mound. Bulldogs 8 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Visiting Fostoria Redmond, no runs on no hits, 1 error. Brad Zipfel will deal to the top of the order. This is their second trip through. To date, he has not faced a batter over the minimum. Anthony Kleiman will lead it off. Trent Smith on deck. Julius Robinson in the hole. Pulled a string, got him way out on his front foot for a swing and a miss. The 0-1. Zipfel deals. Beautiful bender, strike 2. Kleiman looks back and wondering, wow, what else can he throw me? Zipfel has the ball and he's ready to work, trying to keep some tempo. Whoa, humped that one up just a bit too much. Zipfel with 4 strikeouts through 3 innings. Now make it 5 through 3 1/3. Another Premier Bank strikeout.
Shortstop, Trent Smith.
So up steps Trent Smith, 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. Trent Smith with a healthy 368 average coming into this evening's contest. Open stance. As Deal's first pitch swinging, popped up right side. Ligon barely has to move, maybe half a step. That one found his glove, 2 down.
First baseman, Julius Robinson.
So here's Julius Robinson, 0 for 1, struck out looking to end the first. Robinson coming into tonight hitting .460. Tremendous athlete. Julius Robinson being recruited by Terra State Community College. Swings and fouls away the first pitch. Well, he's deep. He's almost out of the box with his plant foot. So this one a shot to third, gobbled up by Hutchison. Click. So this is going to be a lazy throw. And again, Robinson, they know it. Everybody knows if that hamstring is not 100%, and that's going to be an easy 1-2-3 frame. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. 3.5 in the books. Bulldogs 8, Redmond nothing. Back after this on DCTV Sports. There you get a good look at Defiance's coaches. Right now, just free and easy, everybody in a blue and a gray uniform. Bottom of the fourth, first round sectionals. Actually, technically second round sectionals. First game for both of these two teams, though, in the playoffs. 8 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Bulldogs. No runs, no hits, 1 error for the Redmen. Derek Kleinmark. He has surrendered a run in every inning, but the second was the one that really stepped up and bit him. Bulldogs hit around in a frame where they put up 6 tallies. As we will get set for the bottom of the fourth, should be the top of the order. Torrin Long, Cohen Stockman, and Garrett Rodenberger. Beautiful afternoon, turning into a beautiful evening for baseball. As we approach the 6 o'clock hour, Torrin Long, 1 for 1, tripled and scored in the first, walked and scored in the second.
Defiance have event number 4, shortstop, Torrin Long.
Our player profile, if you didn't catch the pregame and are possibly going to watch on the tape-delayed version on YouTube, tremendously well-spoken young man. First pitch misses up around the visor. Outfield pretty much straight away, normal play depth, maybe with the exception of Hernandez-Riza in right. 1-0, guides it over the plate. Long look in from Kleiman. Davis normally gives him an outside target to righties, and that's where he's setting up here. Reaches out, and this one off the glove of Boston Trent at third. It's been an inglorious night for the freshman third baseman. It's going to be his second error of the afternoon.
Right fielder, Torrin Long.
It takes a little while to get used to playing third base. They call it the hot corner for a reason. Those balls get on you in a hurry, and sometimes not only do you have to be quick, but you just have to show a little more courage to stand in there. As Stockman, 1 for 2, with a 3 RBI triple to his credit. Long takes off and beats the throw down to second base. Got a good jump. It wasn't a bad throw by Devin Miller. It was just a great jump by Torrin Long. And he's picked up his 8th swipe of the season. Stockman awaiting a 1-0. Squares to bunt. This is a beauty up the third base line. This is going to take a great throw, and Kleinmark fields his position well. Anything other than that doesn't get him. It will go down as a sacrifice as Long takes third, but that was a nifty play by the Fostoria pitcher. So here's Garrett Rodenberger stepping up. I thought maybe they'll bring the infield in. Gerke at second is coming in. Smith at short is staying deep. And now he's going to take a few more steps in, but not particularly what you'd call in. And Rodenberger trying to tack on what would be the 9th run of the ball game as he takes a heavy swing and chops it straight down. Rodenberger is going to continue his athletic career at the college level. At Walsh, he'll be playing football. The 0-1. Squares to bunt as well. Now that hit him twice outside the box. That's what they're calling for, and I don't think home plate umpire Chris Probaszewski saw it. It looked like it came back up and bounced off his bat, and they are going to bring Garrett Rodenberger back. So, for a second, I didn't think the home plate umpire saw it. I think he might have gotten a little bit of help from Zach Grosjean, but everybody making sure that the call is correct and nobody arguing it. So 0-2. But how about this? Trying to manufacture a run with only 1 out and already up by 8. Checking his swing as he takes. 1-2 to Rodenberger. Already has a couple of RBI to his credit here this evening with a ground out to second and a ground out to short. 3rd time in this game he has stepped to the plate with a teammate at third. The 1-2 takes above the letters. Two. Kleinmark does not want to miss over the heart of the plate with the big right-hander up as this one grounded to third. Gobbled up by Trent. It's going to be a long throw, and it's not in time. He just took too long to get set. The run will come home, make it 9-0 Defiance. It's got to go as an infield hit. He fielded it cleanly. So Rodenberger hustling, picking him up, laying him down. Picks up his 3rd RBI of the game. And Defiance is now knocking on the door of a 10-run rule score. Still only 1 away for Noah Gomez. And Rodenberger off. The pitch was low. This is not going to be a golden opportunity for Devin Miller. He had to backhand a bender in the dirt, and Rodenberger in easily with a stolen base. Garrett Rodenberger, for 6'3" and about 200 pounds, really moves well. That's his 12th stolen base of the season. And now he represents the 10th run as a swing and a miss. Gomez trying for a little something extra. One. Kleinmark reaches back Tries to hump it up, but it misses high. Again, I asked Coach Brad Bowser, so I said, what is your game plan with Derek Kleinmark? And he said, 4 different looks, pitch to contact, try and get through the lineup twice. Well, he's trying to do that here, and did that hit him? Yes, it did. Gomez kind of flinched a little bit, hit by pitch. And now another trip to the mound, and I think this may be the end of the line for Derek Kleinmark. And you can see the dejection on his face. With the exception of 1 inning, the second, where everything blew up, he really hasn't pitched all that poorly. But you give a good team opportunities, and they'll make you pay. And asking for the baseball, we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll let you know who the new hurler is for the Redmen. 1 down. Runners at first and second here in the bottom of the 4th. Defiance leading 9-0. You're watching DCTV Sports. Bottom of the 4th brings a pitching change for Fostoria. The 1 down, runners at first and second. Defiance has already put 9 runs aboard, across, I should say. Looking for more. The new pitcher, there you get a good look at him. That is number 7, Trent Smith. He will just do a straight switch with Kleinmark. Kleinmark will go to short. Smith now on the bump. Smith on the season, an 8.40 ERA. He's got 1 win against 5 losses. Opponents hitting .305 against him. He's thrown 26 2/3. He's allowed 39 hits, 46 runs, only 32 of them earned. He's walked 19 while striking out 33, so he should be around the plate. We'll see what Khalil Ligon, 0 for 2 today, can get done here in his 3rd at bat. And check this. This is Grant Rodenberger, all right? So Grant Rodenberger digging in from the right side. Rodenberger takes a strike. Rodenberger entering this afternoon's contest, hitting a .167. Righty-righty matchup, swings and misses. One and two. 1 down, runners at first and second. Out of the stretch, Smith focused completely on Grant Rodenberger. Doesn't even check the runners. Grant refuses to leave the box. The scout clearly is whoever's throwing, they're not gonna throw the inner third, as this one lifted into center field. Playable for Kleinmark. He's got it. Not deep enough for anybody to advance. 2 away. So here's Brady Borton digging in. Borton, no official at bat this evening. He's got 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Smith taking his time. Completely locked in on the hitter. First pitch is a strike. The 0-1. This one well hit deep to left field. Balderrama going back on a full run. It will bounce all the way to the wall. This will clear the base paths. Rodenberger scores. Gomez being waved around third. He will Cadillac it into home on a 2-out, 2 RBI double by Brady Borton, as now Defiance has broken double digits.
Pitcher.
Well, he did a good job of dipping the barrel of his bat down and turning on it and just drove it deep to left field. Line keeps moving. It should be Brez Ziffel. Instead, we are going to have a pinch hitter. This is going to be Tyson Williamson, the lefty. So Williamson will hit for Brez Ziffel. Williamson hitting a $176 entering today's contest. Sends a sharp ground ball to first. And oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Robinson thought he had the ball. It popped out of his glove, and the runners will come home to score. He didn't realize it came out of his glove. He held the pitcher thinking he had kicked the cushion for the out, and he didn't realize he didn't have the baseball. Oh, just a huge brain cramp.
Catcher, Torrin Long.
Score at E3. My goodness, all the way from second, Brady Borton will score. That is, I can't remember any time in a career that has spanned over 2 decades, folks, where I've seen that play. Wow. So Cody Shaw will dig in from the right side as the line keeps moving. Oh, my goodness. I would love to talk to him after the game because he clearly thought he had the ball in his glove, and I just don't know how you don't. Oh, my goodness. He is a tremendous athlete, ladies and gentlemen, but that'll be one maybe next year he can smile at, but not right now. Williamson with the lead at first. They'll chase him back. Right now, 12-0 Defiance. Cody Shaw, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. They'll throw over again. We have 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Bulldogs have already plated 4 on 2 hits, a hit batter, and a walk. This one smoked, and oh my goodness, sometimes the ball finds you. Boston Trent just reached out, and with cat-like reflexes, well, that ought to make him feel a little bit better after booting a couple earlier tonight. As it stands, though, Defiance looking to close this one out early. They score 4 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left aboard. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Bulldogs 12, Redmond nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports. There you take a good look at all 6'2". I'm guessing he maybe dropped a little weight since football season. He's probably in around 200 pounds. Brez Ziffel, junior right-hander, has thrown a perfect game so far to this point. He has not faced a batter over the minimum. and he's done it on just 33 pitches through 4 innings. He will face 4, 5, and 6. Gerke, Balderrama, and Hernandez. It is 12-0 Defiance. So the 10-run rule is in effect here. And we'll wait and see if he can close out really what, in effect, probably from an effort standpoint, certainly a pitch count standpoint, would be the equivalent of a light bullpen. Trying to stay locked in here. And as they are prone to do, Defiance's infield will huddle up on the mound. They're all saying, hey, one more inning, and you're all taking us to Dairy Queen. He has pitched a gem. Gerke 0 for 1. He struck out swinging to open up the second. Here we are in the 5th for just his second at-bat. First pitch, he challenged him with a heater. Gerke was sitting on it and fouled it straight back. He struck out Gerke on just 4 pitches in his first at-bat. Zippel off speed. Beautiful snap to that pitch, strike 2. In command of 3 pitches. Keeping the offense completely guessing. Look how much Gerke is choking up on the bat with 2 strikes as this one misses high and inside. The 1-2. Popped up. Will the park hold this? Sean will give a little chase, but it will not. Zippel with 5 strikeouts through his 12 batters. As a matter of fact, I'm looking to see if anything's gotten out of the infield. This one a grounder up the middle. Gomez, long range, long throw. Great stretch by Khalil Ligon, and he legs out the infield single. It had eyes, and the perfect game now off the books. And it took a perfectly placed baseball to leg out the infield single. So here's Balderrama to dig in. Balderrama hitting .277. First base runner of any kind this evening for Fostoria. Balderrama is 0 for 1 with a ground out back to the pitcher. That back in the second inning. This one misses outside. Quick throw over. Chases the runner back. Ligon will hold. Middle infield pinching for a potential double play on a ball hit up the middle. And this one just off the mark. 2-0 the count. Zippel working out of the stretch. Fastball, this one a number to third. Hutchison, oh, the ball goes through the wickets of Noah Gomez and into right center field. Oh, my goodness. They're going to score an error on the throw. And all of a sudden, runners at first and second. And out comes Coach Weaver to have a chat with his infield. Well, I wasn't sure if Hutchison was going to come up and just take the sure out at first, but he elected to try and get the lead runner. But the throw was a little low. Gomez, I think, was just arriving at the bag, and I'm not sure he even got leather on it. So Coach Weaver making sure that his guys lock in. Sometimes it's easy when you're at one end or the other of a blowout to lose your focus. And he wants his guys to lock it up and get this one over with as quick as possible as the DH Blake Hernandez will dig in. He struck out looking to end the second inning. He got jelly-legged on a bender from Brez Zipfel. Zipfel with a deep breath, checks the runner at second, deals. This one swatted. Wow. That was tomahawked right side. My goodness. Oh, the 1-1. Zipfel deals. Snap throw down to first, and it goes sailing down the right field line. Both runners will advance, and they're going to go ahead and wave Gerke around third. He will score. Standing up into third is Balderrama on another error, this one on the throw from Shaw. There was no question if the throw was on the bag, they had him dead to rights. But it wasn't close, and I'm not sure Ligon was maybe even over in time. And so all of a sudden, first tally of the ball game for Fostoria comes on the error on the throw. Balderrama now standing at third base. This one, a chopper to first. Ligon will flip it to Zipfel, who's covering, but look at this. 2 runs, and all of a sudden, there goes your 10-run rule.
The right fielder, Emmanuel Hernandez.
So that'll bring up Emmanuel Hernandez Riza. Riza 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. This one, a liner will get down into right center field as he will trot through first base, take a very short turn. Well, second trip through the lineup. And maybe just a little bit of a loss of focus by Defiance, and next thing you know, you give an open door to your opponent. And Fostoria is proud. They're not going to go down without a fight, as we will have a pinch runner. This is going to be Carter Pregame.
Number 20, Carter Pregame. Catcher Devin Miller.
So Devin Miller will stroll to the plate. And are we going to have a pinch hitter? All right. So this is going to be Jordan Faber, number 24. So Coach Bowser is just going ahead and throwing caution to the wind. His lineup has become a bit of a jungle stew. Anything in the pot to see what you can get. Squaring to bunt, coming up empty. Faber on the season, hitting just a $120. 0-2, still one away with a runner at first. Just misses in the cellar. From the stretch, Zipfel deals. Boy, just carved him up right there, strike 3. The body language says it all for Jonathan Faber as he just saunters back to the dugout. 2 down, make it a half a dozen strikeouts for Brez Zipfel as he will face his now former counterpart as Kleinmark is now at short after Defiance chased him, and that one backs him off the plate for a called first strike. This one off the end of the bat. It's got eyes, knocked down on the infield by Long, but he cannot play it. I'm not sure he would have been able to throw him out even if he had been able to get to his feet. So a seeing eye single. Continues to move the line for Fostoria as the lineup turns over. Anthony Kleinmark will dig in. Kleinmark 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a strikeout swinging. Boy, nasty looking bender for a swing and a miss on a strike. Ziffel deep breath as he checks the runner at second. That one misses upstairs, although that had Kleiman ducking again. See what's next in his progression here. A little bit late, glove side run for a strike. So 1 and 2, 2 down, runners at first and second. Ziffel trying to close the door here. Deals, got him out on his front foot, but Kleinmark just stayed alive. One, two, we'll do it again. A long look in by Ziffel. Comes set from the belt. Deals, humped it up, but missed low. Deuce is wild as he deals, ground ball. Nice job by Hutchison to drop to a knee. He'll kick the cushion for the unassisted putout at third. And that will bring the curtain of charity on this contest, as the 10-run rule actually still remains in effect despite the 2 runs being scored here in the top of the frame by the Redmen. Give them credit. They made a late run. 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left aboard, but too much defiance in the end. As the final score, the Bulldogs win it 12-2. With it, picking up their 18th victory of the season. They're now 10-3 at home, and more importantly, can make plans next week to head to Archbold for the next round of the playoffs. We'll take a quick timeout. We are back with your Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show right after this on DCTV Sports. We welcome you back to Defiance High School as the Brunswick Iron Contact Lens Center postgame show now underway as Defiance knocks off Fostoria, 10-run rule, 12-2, as they advance to the next round of the sectionals. Next week, they will take on the winner of the Maumee-Wauseon matchup. That will be at, again, Archibald next week. But the story of the afternoon, Brez Ziffel. He goes 5 innings. He allows 2 runs, neither of them earned. Didn't walk anybody. He struck out 6. Unfortunately, a couple of errors and a couple of seeing eye hits in the top of the 5th. Broke up not only the no-hitter, the perfect game, and the shutout, but just the same, Defiance very strong here this evening. The Redmen 2 runs on 3 hits, 3 errors. The Bulldogs 12 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors. Offensively for the Redmen, Matthew Gerke went 1 for 2 with a run scored. Emmanuel Jimenez Riza went 1 for 2. And in the 9-hole, Derek Kleinmark went 1 for 2 as well. On the flip side, everybody in a Bulldog uniform making a contribution here this evening. Torrin Long, the leadoff man, he tripled to lead off the first, and he got things going as he came home to score on a Garrett Rodenberger ground out to second, and the Bulldogs never looked back. Torrin Long went 1 for 2 with 3 runs scored this evening. Cohen Stockman going 1 for 2 with a run scored and 3 RBI. Garrett Rodenberger going 1 for 3 with 3 RBI and a run scored. Khalil Ligon going 0 for 2. Grant Rodenberger going 0 for 1. Brady Borton back in the starting lineup and using that speed, 2 stolen bases. He's now a perfect 21 for 21 on the season. He walked twice and doubled. He went 1 for 1 with 3 runs scored and 2 RBI. Keeping the line moving, Brez Ziffel going 1 for 1 with a sacrifice and a run scored. Tyson Williamson coming in and reached on an error late in the game. Cody Shaw 0 for 1 with an RBI. He also had a run scored. And Abel Rubio 2 for 2 with 2 RBI and a run scored. So everybody, at least starters, that got into the ball game tonight for Defiance had at least 1 hit, had at least 1 run scored, and had at least 1 RBI. That is impressive, with the exception, sorry, Khalil, going 0 for 2. But other than that, you are talking about some very, very impressive offensive numbers. Now, they've got a couple of games that are makeups, Archbold and Whitmer on Monday before making the trip to Archbold next week on the 23rd for the next round of the playoffs. We still don't know who that opponent will be. We might by the time we actually wrap up the postgame here this evening. But with that said, rest assured, Defiance can make plans for a second round matchup. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, more of the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show on DCTV Sports. And Lens Center, Contact Lens Center postgame show continues here as we welcome you back to Defiance High School. Gorgeous afternoon, turning into a gorgeous evening for baseball. Temperatures are pushing 80 degrees around first pitch. They finished in the mid-70s. There was a little bit of a breeze, and then there was also a Brez Zippel sighting. The starting junior right-hander had a perfect game through 4. He finishes with the 10-run rule because he got some offense from his teammates. 5 innings. He allows 2 hits, 2 runs, neither of them earned. He didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 6. Of course, Defiance scored to open up the ball game, but the big inning was the second when they put up a 6 spot, and they never looked back. Again, en route to a 12-2 victory. Everybody in the starting lineup either picked up a hit, a run scored, or at least 1 RBI. The lone exception, Khalil Ligon. He and Grant Rodenberger out of the 5-hole, going 0 for 2 and 0 for 1 respectively. But still, productive afternoon from everybody, top to bottom, that suited up for Defiance. As we are waiting for Coach Weaver to join us here in the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. Last check, as I turn here, and you can hear what will be Coach's headset. Maumee was leading Wauseon. That's the other half of the postseason sectional bracket right now. Maumee, the number 3 seed, of course, Defiance, the number 1 seed. It was 2-0. I think it was either the 3rd or the 4th inning last scoreboard check that we were able to get. Either way, whoever comes out of that half of the bracket, Defiance will be playing again coming up on the 23rd, so next week at Lincoln Memorial Park in Archibald, and we will have that contest for you here on DCTV Sports. Also want to remind you, well, actually, we're going to hold tight. We have some other programming that we believe that we are going to be doing as well, but we'll hold tight because we don't have score finals, and before we put the cart before the horse, we want to make sure we know exactly who is advancing and where they will be playing. But again, best of luck going out to Tenora's softball team as they are in action for a sectional or a district final, I should say. Tomorrow they will be playing in Toledo at the home field of Springfield High School. So again, we'll wait and see, but if they win, we plan on bringing you those contests as well. Again, Defiance has still 2 more games before they take on whoever they're going to be facing next week in the districts, as they have got a makeup game against Archibald and a game against Whitmer. So forget about practice. Instead, stay game sharp, and what that also allows is your frontline rotation to continue to stay in a rotation or a groove. This one right here for you, Coach. He's always so popular. I feel like the end of the buffet at, I don't know, say Shoney's or Golden Corral. You know, you always get down here, and it's ice cream sundae time with us. You ready for that?
Yeah. My coaches, every time we come in there, like, what do you do for so long? We've been in here forever.
You can talk about this game all night long,
Absolutely.
though. Obviously, let's start with Brez Zippel. He was perfect through 4. I only had him for 33 pitches. Yeah. Again, that last inning, and you would expect whoever's in that dugout to go ahead and give you their best. A seeing eye hit. A throw that you wish you had back.
Absolutely.
You tip your cap to him, but still, can you just talk about how dominating Brez was tonight?
Yeah, Brez was really good. In the last 4 or 5 outings, that's how he's been. He gets ahead of hitters. He can throw his changeup and breaker at any count. And as a hitter, you know, you're down 0-1, 0-2. You have no idea what's coming. It's tough to get comfortable.
Walk us through his release point, especially in comparison to his bender and his changeup, because down the first base line here, I rely quite a bit on our center field camera, because inside-outside's one thing, up and down we can see, but those almost look like the same pitch. Yeah. How would you pick him up as a hitter?
And that's what makes it so tough. You can't. And if as a pitcher, if you can get the same release point on all 3 pitches, I mean, it's almost impossible to know what's coming. And so if it's your same release fastball changeup, lights out.
Especially with that bender. Again, do you call that an official curve, or is it kind of a slurve or a little bit of a hybrid?
Well, we're trying to get it more of the 12-6. It's getting there.
11-7 still looks pretty effective.
It does. And his changeup, heck, his changeup moves like a curveball also.
It just drops off the table.
It does. It's crazy.
And every now and then you see guys' eyes basically get wide because they think he missed one. He gave me a piece of candy, and then it just falls off the tabletop.
Yeah, his swing and miss rate on his changeup is through the roof.
Glad he found it, right? Where did he find it, by the way? You told him to go home and look for it. Did he ever tell you where he found it?
In his bedroom somewhere, but probably buried under all his dirty clothes.
I'll draw the curtain of charity on that comment and move beyond his hygiene habits to baseball. In all seriousness, though, offensively, I'm looking down here, and everybody coming up with exception of one spot, the 5-hole, either a hit, either at least one run scored, or at least one RBI. I mean, top to bottom, the entire lineup effective tonight.
Great at bats today, up and down the order. And the one for me that sticks out is Abel Rubio. He's been on a tear the last 2.5 weeks, and he broke his pinky right before we started the season, so he was getting that healed. Then you come back and you're trying to get back into baseball shape.
Sure.
You're trying to then see live at bats. He was just kept being behind, but he works his butt off, and he's finally, the last 2.5 weeks, been healthy, been comfortable, and he's contributed huge for us.
I watched him in the cages before I finally came out to try and get the lineup card for Fostoria, and it looked like he was really working on getting under the baseball. Has he found his groove
Yeah,
now?
I think he has, so hope he continues it.
So what happened? Did he get deked as he was rounding second?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll break that play down for us.
And so I made fun of him because, when we were out there, I said, hey, you crushed it. You would have had a triple if you wouldn't have stopped at second to tie your shoe. And he said, no, I slowed up because the left fielder raised his hand. He goes, I thought it was a ground rule double. And then I look, and you're waving me to third. I'm like, heads up play by the left fielder, I guess.
So what would you like him to do in that situation? Was he round second?
He's got to pick me up. He
you?
just picks me up. Don't worry about that. You pick me up the whole way, and we're fine.
We can laugh about it now because he still goes 2 for 2 in the 9-hole.
Absolutely.
But seriously, 8 and 9, and regardless of who's been hitting in that 9 spot, it's almost become like an extra leadoff hitter for you after that first inning.
It really has, and it started with Cohen Stockman. He was there most of the year, and then he got on fire, and our top kind of struggled, so we pushed him back up to the 2-hole. We've kind of shuffled some things around, hiding Brady Borton in the 6-hole. He is a weapon.
Is he seeing it better now?
Yeah, he had a couple hits Monday. I mean, he hit that double, and you can see the raw power. I mean, he just kind of flicked at it, and it's over the left fielder's head before he can even turn. His baseball ability is through the roof.
Perfect in stolen bases, too, again. And I think he went on the first pitch on both. They didn't really try and hold.
He just runs.
He's got the green light. Once he's got the timing down, he doesn't need to check in, right?
No, we do not hold him back.
I'm going to call out one more here because it doesn't look glossy in the book. Rodenberger goes 1 for 3. But productive first 2 at-bats with groundouts with runners in position. All you needed him to do in those situations was put the ball in play.
That's all we ask. That's all we ask. You got the 1 to 2 strikes. I mean, the infield's back there giving us a run, and that's all we've asked him. Just put a ball in play. Give us a run, and he did that today. He did get the infield hit.
Yep. Because he's fast. He wants everybody to know just because he's a big free safety, he can pick him up and lay him down.
I just said that on the radio. I'm like, he can run. Like Garrett Rodenberger can fly.
So you've got 2 more games between now and going to Archibald for the next round of the playoffs. How do you use really what's a little bit less than a week to still be the best baseball team you can be?
Well, luckily, we haven't played a lot of baseball lately. So that gives us 2 more games, kind of get on a roll. And then Tuesday and Wednesday we'll practice, and we say every day, let's try to get better. Just keep getting better and start trying to play our best baseball as we get to the tournament and the districts, and each game's going to be bigger and bigger. And if you're playing your best baseball, that's all you can ask.
We do not have a final. Maumee and Wasion last we heard Maumee was up by a couple of runs, but at the same time, it's about you at this point in time of the season, maybe versus anybody else. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, absolutely. We say it all the time. You're just playing against the game. You don't worry about your opponent. Both of them will be quality opponents. We already played Wasion and squeaked by. Maumee's had a tremendous year, and we've had battle after battle with them in the tournament. So we just worry about ourselves, keep getting better, and see where the chips fall.
Lincoln Memorial Park is a short drive. How much would it mean? How important is it to see a sea of Defiance fans over there next week?
Defiance fans are awesome. I mean, when we start making runs in district final, regionals, they show up like crazy, and it's awesome to see all that blue out there.
All right, Coach, we will be there.
Awesome.
But enjoy this one tonight.
We
Congratulations
will.
to you,
Thank
and thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Coach coming up and giving us a little bit of insight here, too. See, this is the information mixed with the entertainment that I was told to expect from Coach Weaver all season long. Thumbs up, hang loose. That's going to do it for our broadcast here this evening. For our crew doing a fantastic job, Ryan, Will, Josh helping get us started. Big thank you going out to our underwriters for helping make the broadcast a possibility. And as always, you the fan for tuning in. Brent Balbinot saying thank you for joining us. Final score again tonight. Defiance wins their opening round playoff game over Fostoria by the 10-run rule. Final score 12-2. We'll talk to you next time. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.